Welcome back to the channel. Just a quick video. Haven't done much really since my last video, Powerman in Switzerland. So had a couple of weeks off since then, sort of an end of season break. So yeah, just to give you a bit of an update really over what I've been doing for the past month, and how I'm sort of now getting back into training ready for the winter block. So yeah, I've had a couple of weeks off straight after Powerman, which was good and bad. I actually found the quads really tight after Zofingen. I think that was due to a lot of the sort of descents and the downhill running. But physically, other than that, felt pretty good, to be fair. Still probably not really happy with the race that I did there. I still think I could have got a lot more out of myself. So still sort of analysing what went wrong from my side, what I think I should have done better. Maybe it was some of the training, maybe different fueling on the day, who knows. So I decided to take 2 weeks off, completely doing nothing. So every year I always have a 2-week break. Idea just mentally and physically, just to give myself time to just relax, let the body recover, let the mental sort of side of training also recover, in terms of like when you're training every day, doing hard sessions every week, it can sort of take its toll a little bit. So yeah, so that 2 weeks was really nice, just completely switched off, no commuting to work, no nothing, just a nice 2-week break. I think in hindsight though, the legs post Powerman just completely sort of seized up after sort of doing nothing when I returned. So it took a little bit longer than I thought to sort of get the quads back into a decent shape. So so after the 2 weeks, just started 2 weeks back in now, and that's just been really steady training. Last year I had made a bit of a mistake coming back into training too hard, I think. So this year I decided to come back week 1 and 2 with just easy running, easy cycling. The only thing I did last week, which was slightly more intense, was the club ride on a Saturday, but also rode with the B ride a little bit less, so sort of 20-30 watts down to what I would normally do. So although the legs were not training for 2 weeks, we were a bit tight. So but yeah, seem to be getting back into the swing of things now. Just been doing steady running on the trails. In terms of my long runs, on a last Saturday or last Sunday, just did a steady 10 mile. Just got back from a 10 miler today with Mark, who joined me for about 4 or 5 mile. And then during the week, just been doing the run in the morning, cycle in the evening, and then the 2 days where I've been in the office, I've been running in the morning and then commuting there and back. So the mileage is still pretty good. I'd probably say last week, I think, and probably this week, probably average about 30 mile on the runs. I think the bike's probably up to 150 plus. I just need to check on that. But yeah, good solid base training. The idea is over the next few weeks now, and starting tomorrow, we'll introduce the run sessions, and then I'll get back into my bike sort of program that I follow, this 20-week program that I follow. So I'll just get back into that. I think what I'm going to do, probably up until the first 20-week cycle of the block, probably keep the FTP similar to what I've been doing around, I think it's about 296, 297. I'm hoping then probably post-Christmas just to get that up to 300 or just over. So my TT races this year, I've been averaging about 296 to 298 watts. So I need to just get that. I'm hoping to just get another 5-6 watts out of myself next year. So I need to get used to that in training. So I'll hopefully get the FTP raised slightly. It might mean that a couple of sessions are really tough. The 296 to 297 FTP that I'm working on at the moment, when I'm feeling good, some of those sessions I'm sort of I'm getting over the pedals, I'm getting over that, and I'm riding really well. There's a couple of sessions where I've had where I've not been feeling great, but I've managed to push through and get the session done. I think once it gets to just over 300. I think there might be a couple of sessions there that I really have to really struggle with, especially on the over and under sessions that I do. So we'll see. But the plan is, next week, or starting tomorrow, a bit of a run session in the morning, and then start my first bike session tomorrow night. So that's a sort of like a double threshold session for me, and then just build up the long runs as well over the next few weeks. So next weekend I'll do a 12. I might be racing the weekend after, but I'll try over the next 3 weeks then to go 12, 14, 16, and get up to that sort of 16 mile again, and then have an easy week back down to the 10, and then get back to the following sort of 3 week block, then 16s. And same with the cycling, start to introduce a bit of a harder session next Saturday, either go out with the club again or go in the shed and do the turbo session, but and then try and get about a 3 hour ride in. I'm not going to push up to sort of 4 hours that I was doing during the summer. I'll try and ride about sort of 3 hours if I can, and then we'll see how it goes. Although I've taken the 2 weeks off and the season, the time trial season's finished and sort of like the big duathlons are finished, there's actually the British Champs on the 19th of October. So I'm just deciding whether I want to go and race that or not. I've had a few silvers, a few bronzes as well, I think. So I'm really, I'd really like to get the gold. However, in reality, I've had 6 weeks easy training. I've had 2 weeks completely off. I've had 2 weeks easy, I've had 2 weeks completely off, and then I had probably like a 2 week sort of taper into Powerman. So in reality, I've had a sort of easy 6-ish weeks. So I don't think I'm going to be firing on all cylinders at all. But I think it might be just good for me just to have a bit of a run out, a bit of a ride. And then in November, there's the World Trials for the standard distance next year, which I think is in Abu Dhabi in November. So I haven't done one this year, so probably need to do that. It's just a bit of a trek as it's down in Devon, but I'll probably look to do that. And then I'm also entered for the Telford 10k as well. So want to try and get a bit of speed work in, and try and have a good crack at running a decent 10k over at Telford. Be great if I could go sub 34. I'm not sure I'm in that shape. But I've got a couple of months really to get ready for that, so we'll see how that goes, and just need to evaluate next year how to look at my running. My cycling's still really improving, so I just need to try and hold that run form. We'll see if I can improve on this year, but I've been running pretty well. Definitely at the start of the season I was running pretty well, and domestically duathlon wise, the 3 starts I've had I've won. Next week will be, or 19th will be slightly different, but then hopefully go down to Devon and have a good race out there. And then on top of that, with Western Tempo, I look to get the cross country season in as well, try and get 3 or 4 races in over the country, which should be good. And then I'm not really sure what else I've got planned outside of that. I'm sitting down next Wednesday with my coach to have a look at targets next year, what we want to achieve on the bike. So but had a pretty good season this year. What I might do is a bit of a recap on the season, separate video for that. But this was all about just giving you a bit of update what I've been up to, how I'm building back in. But like and subscribe if you haven't, and see you all soon.